Or is it? Oh, I got him. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, no, that's cool. Look at this old wide horseshoe here. That thing is, I mean, that's approaching the wideness you'd find on an ox shoe. And a lot of people have been talking about ox shoes in my video lately, but it doesn't have the right shape. That's just a very wide shoe. Could very well be pre-Civil War. This is more like a colonial era shoe. Dug another half of a horseshoe. That's probably a little bit bigger than what a cavalryman would use, but it could be for artillery horse, because artillery needed lots of horses and they were usually a little bit bigger. Or it could just be from the farm era, 1750 to, well, probably early 1900s. The spring steel, I found these up near the top of the hill. I think these are just pieces of a farm rake. But I wanted to show them to you because that's about the diameter of a ramrod for a musket. And the soldiers would take ramrods and they would bend them into hooks. And they could use those hooks to cook stuff over fires and whatnot. They could hang pots from them and stuff like that. So you always have to be a little bit careful when you find this type of iron to make sure you look at it. Most of the times it's going to be just a piece of hay rake, but sometimes it could be a really cool ramrod. And you can always, not always, but usually you can tell a piece of a ramrod because one end of it kind of swells up a little bit, swells out the last 2 inches or so, and it has a indentation for where you push against a bullet. And the other end of the ramrod will have little threads on them. So if you get one of these and it's an end, you can always tell for sure. If it's the middle, you can't always tell. Pretty sure these are hay rakes, though. What do you think this is all about? It's kind of weird. Just hanging up there in a tree. You think a bird put it up there? When it fell down, I got caught on the wet, meaty part, and probably the meat just dried around the stick. That's why it's still up there. It's almost perfect shape. It's definitely its tail, though. I can feel the bone in there. Isn't that bizarre? Yeah, we'll just put it down there, I reckon. Ah, there you go. Ooh, chemtrails. Either that or some ICBM coming in from, well, you know where. We have a non-ferrous target here. It was pretty deep in that hole. I kicked it out, and it should be this loose dirt. I don't see it yet. Hoping it's going to be a bullet or a button and not just a shotgun shell. You know what, that might be like a part of a parasol. I think it's going to be like Civil War era, for sure. When I say parasol, I mean like a little umbrella. When you're digging in good Civil War camps, you'll find a lot of these nails. Now, this is a little bit different than a regular square nail. It would have had a particular purpose, but you'll find tons of iron and a lot of them will be nails. That's kind of neat. I'm not sure what kind. It almost looks like a floorboard nail, but a lot bigger. Definitely got a head on it, so you would hit it with a hammer. Somewhere over in here, there it is. It could be a button back, or something else. But I think it's going to be pretty old. Ooh, it's a button. Okay, I got it cleaned up a little bit. If you look, you see that it is just a plain shield right there. There's no letters in it. And on the edges, you can see it's a little bit shiny. The whole button would have been a gold colored button. And you can see just hints of that shininess left, but it's mostly all gone. That's just a standard enlisted men's button from the Union Army during the American Civil War.
That look like a modern bullet, or is that?
Yeah, just an old, that's a slug. Okay. I think I saw it a 308 probably.
Okay.
Or is it? Oh, I got him. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's a bayonet scabbard tip, or finial.
Wow.
Congratulations, baby. Is it good? Yeah. Good. God, I know you've been wanting one. Couldn't resist a little, you know. But it's always a good thing. I'm not going to tease him badly, just goodly. Awesome. So it's an interesting little piece of, I guess, some type of brass. Almost feels like it's a hollow tube, like it might have been like a piece of pipe. It's not pipe, though. Pretty sure that's going to be some type of Civil War doodad, Civil War era doodad. I'll have to think about it a little bit, though, to figure out what it might be. This is a iron ball, kind of like a ball bearing, but I suspect, because of where it is, it's actually a piece of case shot, or canister perhaps, that was inside a cannonball or inside a can, hence canister. Pretty sure that's going to be a projectile from the American Civil War. Most awesome. It's an old piece of chain. It's kind of neat looking. It's a finely made one, so I don't think it's just like a normal, you know, chain that you'd hook around an old puffed up poison pig and drag them off to the woods. I think it's something a little more fancy, like off an artillery caisson or something. What do you think? I just dug what I think is going to be a mini ball, or it could be cleaner. It's going to be a bullet of some sort. All right, yeah. So that is a 3-ring mini ball, 58 caliber, which is probably the most common caliber. Ooh, all right. I finally got a little chunk of lead. Nothing wrong with that. I'm tired of digging iron. Oh my God, I dug so much iron today. But I'm looking for a trash pit, so you got to dig that deep iron because that's, yeah, can you see me now? That's how you find them. You listen for that really deep stuff because they could be down 2, 3, 4 feet. You know, a bunch of ration cans and other trash that they threw into the hole. That's what I'm listening for. I just dug this I guess it's a button back. Little piece of, yeah, you can see where the shank came through. There's actually like a double shank. So that's probably an eagle button, more or less. Just the back of it though. That it right there? A little bit of green. It's just a very thin coppery band of some sort. It's folded over right there. I don't really have any idea what that might go to other than it looks like some type of Civil War bird band. But I know it's not that. This big old chunk of glass. This is from like a whiskey bottle from the American Civil War. And somewhere out here is going to be a pit dug in the ground where they threw all their trash, and it's going to be loaded with these good bottles from the 1860s. That's basically what I've been looking for today and trying to dig all the deep iron to get into one of those pits, but I haven't had any luck yet. I'm not going to give up. I just found a nice big old chunk of artillery shell. This is probably from a parrot type artillery shell. Exploded, of course. That's the outside right there. And that's the side wall. And that's where the explosive charge would be, right in there. Well, I finally found, if not a trash pit, at least a fire pit. A small, shallow fire pit that's below the plow line. Took me all day, but we got one. Hopefully there'll be some stuff in it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Got a kind of a big weird signal here. Irony, but not really like iron. I dug down, I just flipped out some dirt, and if you look at it, see there's clay, and there's dark stuff mixed in, that's charcoal. And that reddish dirt here, that's burned clay. So that's where clay was hardened in a fire. This is probably just a fire pit, but there could be bullets in here, there could be almost anything. But what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and get this cleaned out a little bit. Okay, so that's a nail. That's probably some part of some of the wood that they had in here that they burned. This is the plow line right here, so that's all been mixed up. But right here is where the fire pit was, below the plow line. And this is just full of, so far just full of stuff like this. Nails, charcoal, some few bones that are all chewed up. No, not chewed up, but burned up. But this is like charcoal and stuff in there. A lot of nails I've been picking out of here. I'm going to run the machine over it and see if there's any bullets, but I'm probably not going to dig too much more in here today because I'm tired. But we'll come back and dig this out another day. So I'm filling this in, but I just wanted you to listen to the amount of iron in here. I'm indiscriminate, but I have no discrimination on it. So all the grunts are the nails and stuff. I can actually see them. Those are all square nails. And I'm listening for a squeak. They're all square nails. I mean, I've been just reaching down here and picking them up and throwing them in the bag. So when we come back, there won't be as much junk to sift through, but that's it so far. Had a nice deep signal there. That's where the fire pit was I just dug. And another deep signal here. It's a strap of iron of some sort. That's a handle to a frying pan.
Yeah.
And I can see charcoal in there.
I got a bullet there yesterday or the other day.
Oh, that the one that was black? I said was in a fire pit. Yeah. Mikey.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was looking at. I thought it was tar or something.
Yeah, it was. That's what it is. And I could shovel. I could see more charcoal coming out of there. So see right here.
Yeah, look. Could be loaded in there.
Could be loaded. Paved with bullets and plates. That could be. All right, I'll dig that out and then we'll see what's there. That's a beauty, isn't it? It is. From here, I have absolutely zero idea of what kind of relic it is, though. pretty exciting, actually. Want to see? Sure you do. I can't say I know what it is right yet. Looks old though. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Civil War era, possibly. Oh, man, what is it? Oh, what is it? That patina looks pretty old though. Well, I don't know about that one. We'll have to think about that. Right there. Is that it's bullet or chunk of melted lead, I think. No, that's a bullet. I thought that might be melted lead, but it's a rock. But there's a bullet right there. What is it? This is a 58 caliber mini ball. This would go into a muzzle loading rifle. I do believe that's going to be a pistol bullet. 44 caliber. Yes, indeed. It's actually a little bit squished looking. I think it's probably partially melted. Digging it out and actually flipped it out of the hole already. It's another mini ball. That's a beauty right there, isn't it? Yes, indeed.
Coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're